Okay, word. YouTube says we're live, and I tested this out a little bit before. Didn't exactly try to record it though, so I am streaming and recording, so that of course takes up like a lot of resources for the computer. Things it seems fine. I am gonna turn graphically down this to 50, which seems like a lot. Shouldn't be too bad. Just so I can record it properly. Hold on one second. I move this thing over here. Just want to make sure my frames per second is like usable later, because this is a lot for me to come back and just check out like the different things that I like about it. Try to make them. Okay, so we're going to do multiplayer, and I tried doing this like in an actual game. There's just no way. There's just no way that can happen. So if I just do a private match and make sure that there's no bots or anything, I just get to walk around the levels. That's all I want to do. And I think that's what it's going to let me do here. Okay, so this is going to be like a VOD, and I might edit something out of this. So today I'm going to be checking out some of the maps in Call of Duty Modern Warfare and sort of using them as reference for Cinetracer later to try to recreate some of these different houses and landscape pieces in Houdini or Maya or Blender or whatever. And so this is like a pretty modern AAA game, and I've played it for like a few minutes already, and the levels are incredible. Like, I in theory know how they're made, but they've done a really good job of it, of making it seem like reality, like really seamless. So the one I want to check out first is this one. I played with some bots in this, but even the bots were like way too distracting. So let's hop into St. Petrograd. I don't know where in the world this is supposed to be like architecturally, but it has a lot of the buildings that I've been trying to build myself, just at like a much higher level. Let's go with the Ghost. Are we really gonna sit here for 30 seconds? That's cool. So let's see. We'll see how the playback is. I'm gonna have to tune down the graphics. So that's a cool like fly-in. You get to see like how big of a sandbox they've made out of this. So let me make sure. Can I use the controller? Yeah. So I'm gonna do it with the controller because otherwise it's like a little bit too jerky to check out. So this is probably is this Russia? That it seems like it, but so these buildings right here, these are very much like the style of building facade that I've been making for the last like 2 weeks. So you know, I'll start with like the road. Looks like this looks like it's actual geometry, but they have this road tile has tracks on it on both sides, and then a curb here. I think my curbs are not quite this level, but these are pretty basic. Then we walk up to this level here and kind of looking at these buildings. So it goes sidewalk up to here, and then you have the first floor. And in a lot of cases, the first floor is taller than all the other stories, and also it's a different texture. And there's usually this like, I don't know what we call it, like a footer. In this case, they basically took the curb and put it against the bottom, but there's also this white strip here. And that white strip doesn't necessarily go anywhere else, like in this case. So the first floor level is always like a specific wall piece with a kind of a curb or a trim, and then this piece right there. Looking at their windowsill here, because I have this like exact generator in Houdini right now. Doesn't really help to get close. They have a lot of destruction, wear, and tear on it. I don't know. That's probably just built into it. What I'm interested in, I won't be able to tell from just this, is like, are these somehow like reused trim sheets, or is there like one window texture for the whole thing? I have no idea. But we could pretty much hit that. That's a lot of geometry for sure in there, but I like that one. And then the window itself has like a curved top, which is cool. And they get a lot of detail out of this stuff. I actually can't really sense like like how much geometry is in it. It looks like it's more of a high res, and then like a high res mesh and ZBrush and then decimated. Like it's not as boxy as my stuff. And looking at this window here, that's pretty boxy, but again with like a lot of texture on it. And then the window itself actually has that bevel in it, so that looks like a geometry bevel. Oh, sweet, a munitions box. And then also the mullions here, those are actually modeled out with bevels, and they're a little bit thicker than they probably are in reality too, but they look good. And so here's like one of their first like column dividers. We have really thin ones, but they have it all modeled out. This is actually geometry on it. Can kind of see it. And then this is what trim sheets are for. Like this situation right here, all these flowers and stuff, that's obviously not modeled out. That's a trim sheet. And then the columns. So there's a decent amount of geometry in this, but it is like a 2019 AAA game. And it recognized my graphics card. When you go into the graphics setting, it basically is like, you have a 2080 Ti. It just cranks everything. So we're playing it like max almost everything. I turned the resolution down, so it's a little bit less. But everything else is pretty high, and we're hitting 190 frames per second-ish, with no shooting going on. And they have these little awnings over it. Those are pretty cool. I wonder if they just paint the cloth simulation onto it. So a lot of it is just better artwork design in general, but that is, in theory, that's like a simple thing to model, but to get it right it can be tricky. Looking at the second floor, oh, they have the coins too. So I made these in Houdini. I have my versions of those. Those just they just get stuck on there. It doesn't look like there's any like detail that would say otherwise. You can kind of see the transition there is a little bit wonky. Like there kind of is a corner, but there's like a weird transition there. But that's basically like, if we go back out here, that one up there, I made one of those, and it has the little brackets on it. Pretty simple. And then you basically take that and you make a simpler one, and that goes between each floor. That's a really common style. And then looking at their window, we can definitely generate that now. That pediment that's on top of the window, I can make that. And they have a trim sheet. So where that, I think it's called the tympanum or something. It's like that front piece in it. That just has like a trim sheet stuck on it. And then they have these columns going up here that are kind of like square columns. Those windows up there have a little balcony window guard. And then there's this pipe. I was thinking about making something like this, and Fortnite Creative has these available too. It's just a pipe. I guess it's like a water spout sort of thing. I'm in New England, so there's all sorts of like gutters, and drainage from snow is really important, etc. But actually, there's snow in Russia too, I'm assuming. A lot of it. So that's kind of what that's for. But I think I should make a pipe like that too. It's pretty straightforward. And I would say overall the texture is just like really good. Like they're incredible. And they definitely, you can watch them LOD. I don't know at what point the wall one LODs, but was that the shadow? That's the shadow disappearing right there for that fountain. But when you get real close, they turn them all on. Like we're in like full 4K, and I have the resolution turned down quite a bit. Oh yeah, and so these also have their own balcony with the brackets snapped on there, and the balustrade, or however you pronounce it, those things. Boom, boom. So those are cool. It's definitely just like a better execution of what I have on every level. But, the basic idea of how this building goes together, I have it. I need to make a better first floor. I could probably... I think this is mostly just a texture here. And their windows are designed like a little bit nicer. And they have like very designed out columns, whereas I just have like brick ones. They're not very good. And you basically have the same exact building again here. Just a kind of like a blue texture on it. We have a different first floor. So this door, like mailboxes, and a different awning. So we at least have like these concepts starting. And there's like these little plates on there. Little ornate things that go in between. So they're able to vary it up pretty simply. And this is probably the same exact thing over here. Yeah, same pipe, same everything. But for me, the main thing is that the first floor is like very different. Like it has this kind of like mid-level detail on it. And this one has different windows actually. This is like kind of different patterns in between them. That should be pretty easy to to vary. And then oh, okay, well, yeah, we don't want to go that way. And then they turned into like the LOD versions of them, I'm assuming. Like there's like some weird Z fighting happening back there or something, or it's the gate. But then they like lawed them all together. And you can get a lot closer to these ones. One of the things I want to make like immediately after this is a gate like this. Like it's really simple, but their texture work on it is really nice. But it's basically just like a wall with brick on it or concrete. And there's like a top cap that sometimes is cement, and then a column that again is just brick with a top cap. So I want to make some of these. I don't have any of these gates yet in the game, and they've just done like a really good job with texturing it. Like this stuff is like beyond my comprehension. I don't really know how to. I don't know how to texture it this well. I'm basically gonna just put bricks on it. I'm not sure, but I immediately saw this level and I was like, this is like the AAA version of what I'm trying to make. And I think we're like maybe like 60% of the way there with getting towards something like this. I'll probably never be able to hit the texture quality that they're at, but you know, we can try to get some of it done. One of the next things I wanted to look at is doors. Doors are really wonky in video games because you have to fit through them. So this door is kind of wide. I mean, it's an exterior door. It has a foot kick there. It's kind of interesting, but when you open it, it's like, oh, you have to hold it. It does open like a video game door for sure, but they do have the actual jam in it. This piece here, it's really wide. So again, this is like video game door proportions. But I think I'm going to probably redo my doors to have that as well, that piece. And I saw this in the Call of Duty mobile version. 1 minute remaining. God, we're getting kicked out. Is they have the hinge modeled into the, not modeled, it's part of the texture, which is really clever. Like, I think that's, it looks like geometry, but I'm pretty sure it's on the door. And if you play Call of Duty mobile, you can see like what the really low poly version looks like. And it looks like this column is also that column over there. So they're able to reuse this piece.
30 seconds.
Am I getting kicked out? That's cool. Well, that was the main one over there, was this one, because like, that's just, oh yeah, and they even have like, okay, so their roofs are much more finished than mine. Like they have like a whole special kind of gambrel roof at the top. Not really that interested in the interiors on this one, but there's probably a lot more to this level. But I want to make these like wall, it's like a gate, so it's like a wall and a column. And here's some more of the coins here. Nobody won. Nobody won the game.
Stand
oh well.
down. No one wins today.
But this is like what a AAA version of like the prefab I just made, you know, looks like. And it's much better. And it like, look at, if you look at their floor plan, it's not a cube, you know, like ours is like literally on a grid, so it's never gonna be, feel like it's organic. Let's see, so I want to do a different map. So that was something. Petrograd. Stack. Yeah, speedball, no. No, so a lot of these are like really like run down. Like I'm kind of more interested in the ones that are like nicer. The forest. That one looks, oh, Piccadilly. Oh, so this is, oh yeah, let's go to London, or at least England. Starting the match. You can set the timer to unlimited, but I think it's fine to be limited by time as well. Thanks. Just to keep it moving. I just want to like, I'm gonna end up cutting this down to like a 10-minute version of it or something like that for myself, and then for YouTube and Instagram. I just want to like see these levels and just, you know, again, benchmark AAA against like the what I make. Gonna be humbling, but it's just good to see it and kind of keep it in mind. Wow. And performance-wise, this is like runs better than Cinetracer somehow. I don't know how they do that, but it does. Okay, I'm stuck. Okay, so this is way more. This is way more like what I'm looking to do, like kind of like modern. I never liked Call of Duty when it was like World War I and stuff like that, but now that it's like in present day, it's kind of cool. So just taking a peek at their, oh no, their sidewalk material, you know, has like roughness map and reflections on it. It's also like very angled, right? It's like it adds a lot to it. And this is their street texture. Kind of interesting. They're good. It's hard to find the repeating textures in it. My stuff is like instantly obvious, but they do a really good job. So this is like, again, this is very like Fifth Avenue Macy's, and I think this is actually taller than 4 meters. That's the other thing, is like this is like really tall. I like these banners on there, and those are like super tall, like 8 meter windows, but same architecture with brackets and like a pediment to curve, and just a really far out cornice piece for that one. This whole piece comes out. I've been noticing that there's a lot of architecture where the first floor has these like kind of like rows on them. This is that going on. And this is that, again, that first floor cornice piece that's like kind of like the ceiling but just smaller. And again, like all my buildings look kind of cut off at the midsection, because like most buildings aren't like ground level into the first floor. You almost always walk up into it. So that's something that looks really off on mine. It's going to be tricky to put that back in there. Put that detail in there. Like, I know that doors like this are just squares, but mine don't look good. So I'm still trying to figure that out. Okay, so speaking of stairs, this one's looking a little bit, look at the flies, a little Fortnite-y, but like so simple. But that's because like people are just like running up there like shooting usually, but like some of the other ones are more modeled out. But when I'm making these stairs, I always question like, where do you start this thing? So like, and again, this isn't modular. Users aren't building this stuff. So this is like really like traditional level design. Like no one has to, you know, you can hide all this stuff in it. But like the stairs starts here. I can't see where it ends. I always wonder if like the last step is like a full step, or if it like the landing itself is the last step. And this one, it looks like the, open this door. No. This is not a good example. It's too dark. I kind of want to stay in exterior stuff anyway for now. So this is going like double fancy, but then again, this window, that's like really basic, right? Like the trim around this thing is a box. That makes me feel good. And then it has like these little terraces with the same kind of, you know, bevelly kind of design like we have in the little gates. And that adds a lot, and you can make lots of them. I should go make more. Maybe I should go just make a bunch of these. And a lot of it's just hitting the profile that looks, it's just designed nicely. What's up, push record? In the old CODs, you used to be able to switch to spectator. Oh, okay. What's up, Max Lee Fox? I like running around it because it's like Cinetracer. Like, I like being human level. It kind of gives you like, you look up and you're like, oh, like that's the perspective you'd be in the reality. But that would be cool too. But this is the perspective it's meant to be viewed in as well. So those windows are really basic, but there's a lot going on besides that. Like they put a lot of detail on this underside face here. This game looks so good, it's crazy. And it's performed like insane. Like I'm playing in 4K at like 140 frames per second. But this first floor with the rows is kind of cool, and when you get right up on it, I mean, we're like a full texture that's modeled out, right? Like, so like I've been doing a lot of these things where like they're just cubes with textures on it, and like it really doesn't cut it. Like you gotta model these pieces out, and it makes a big difference. I like this material too. It's supposed to be like kind of like glass cubes that you could kind of see through. So that's, I just call this kind of architecture French. It's like, it's not. A lot of it's like kind of Greek, but it's all kind of modern now, and it's all kind of contemporary, right? It's like a mashup. I forget what they call it. It's not like, you know, we're not like in Greece. It's just like has like Greek like history, architecture built into it. So I don't have any like double tall windows like this, but I have a lot like that one over there. I'm kind of interested in the subway. I want to check it out. Hey, what's up, Tiger Dot? Have you played this game? This looks insane. I'm gonna try to get 1/100th of the quality of this into anything I ever make ever. Okay, this one I could model that, I think. But then I go to do it and it still doesn't look this good when you put it together, man. Okay, so I want to go check out this thing down here. These stairs are cool. I wonder if that's like entirely texture. Like, are these just cube stairs, you know, like how I have, or is there more modeling and or are they all cubes and it's just texture? Because like look at the little foot plates on this thing. I want that. I want them. Even the railings, I'm like, what are you guys doing? and really good textures in the lights. But stairs, like, I have subway stairs. They're not like this, though. I didn't, like, I didn't get the texture anywhere near that level. So this little piece curves here. What's this gate looking like? Like, you can get up. I mean, it's a first-person game. Like, everything has, like, detail on it. Are you playing that on PC or on PlayStation? I played it on PlayStation for a little bit. So this wall texture, I tried to make something like this. I think we got kind of close, but this is like shiny marble. A gate. I wasn't planning on coming downstairs, so that's definitely modeled out. It's kind of like a drop ceiling. Okay, and we're going back out the stairs here. So I like these stairs. I like this, I like the little toe piece. I forget what that's called, but the little plate on the stairs. Those look really good. And we're back out here in the fire. I was going to look at their fire, and Lucen just posted something about how he's been doing fire in Houdini. But that's still like a little bit beyond what I'm going to do. Let's go over here. Oh yeah, so that one's got like the big Greek pediment on it. Hey, look at this real quick. Stairs. This looks like this one looks like Outer Worlds for a second. Everything in Outer Worlds looks like this, I feel like. This is like a hero prop, so this got a lot of resolution. And when you get up on it, this is like, feels like Gears of War or something. But that's a hero prop. That's like a landmark, they call it. Okay, so here's again like very like Greek Roman, big triangle pediment, columns. It's stuff that I feel like most people don't give a fuck about. Like, you just, like, walk by that stuff and you're like, yeah, whatever. It's like casino-y. But I'm gonna make a lot of this coming up soon. And these windows, like, it's... so those ones you can, like, see through. Can I go in there? Can I go in this building? Oh, I guess I can. And then those ones are, like, just, like, reflective, though. PC? Yeah. How is it? There was, like, a lot of, like, hubbub about, like, people couldn't, like, play it at the beginning. So... One thing I'm noticing, so like I want to make commercial doors and windows. Like I would love this exact door, and it's like this is a double door with like a tall window and like a bunch of little windows on the top with a sign over it. Like I should be able to make that. I think my proportions are a little awkward is the thing. Like I try to make everything in a 4x4. It doesn't quite do it. This is really like an 8x4, so I don't know, maybe I have to make 8x4s. Also, this piece is getting a lot of work right here. This in a pretty simple thing. I just modeled it by hand. There's no point in Houdiniing that necessarily. But this column here, however tall that is, and this looks like it's two of them. That is everywhere. And it looks pretty good. I like it. I don't know what to say about this. Oh yeah, it's the foot. It's like the step getting into it. I don't have any of that. I think it looks weird. Aiming is tough in this game. I played it for a little bit. I'm just bad. I'm pretty good at the mobile version because no one can aim in that one. Okay, so this is interior stuff. I'm not... Oh, am I like getting kicked out? That's fine. Keep shit moving. I'm not really like at the point where I'm doing too many interiors. I'm really looking at like these buildings. So far all I'm making is that gate. That's like that's all I really need. But again, like it looks so simple. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a box and you like extrude it and bevel it. But like, I don't know, there's these could be done wrong and I'm doing them wrong. So I'm gonna try to just like look at this and I'm gonna take screenshots from this playthrough and kind of in this arch here. Like I'd take this exact door and just stick it in there. Oh yeah, and those ones too in the game. These columns. And this side's curved. Well, we basically saw it. That's cool. I'm not doing interior stuff yet. Oh no. Return to combat area. Oh, I died. That's okay. Next map. Oh, and Red Dead. Oh yeah, Red Dead's really wonky. I don't know how people play that game. I think it's kind of odd. I couldn't get very far in it. But I don't play games for very long. Like I bought Call of Duty and I'm gonna play the mobile version because like the mobile version you just like turn it on in like 2 seconds. You play like 3 games in like 5 minutes and you're out. Here I gotta like turn my whole computer on. It's like it takes so much time. Okay, so let's go check out another It's in here, right? Yeah. So that was Piccadilly. I'm kind of into like the modern, not destroyed sets, locations. This one's like a destroyed one. Oh, I did want to look at this one actually, because it's a warehouse. Let's go. I want to look at this one. Yeah, Red Dead's really weird. I don't understand the controls of it, but I think it's for like if you have like a lot of time, you could play that. I play games fairly, like uber casual. I play them for like one day. Oh yeah, this warehouse. Okay, so we have a warehouse. Okay, so this is like a... I want to make one like this, but I don't know if I can make it modular in that like other people could remake it. So where's like a good place to look at this to start? I guess we'll start here. So I can't move yet. Yeah, there's a couple things I want to look at in here.
Team deathmatch.
Like it would be cool if we could make a location like this, right? Like, okay, so first of all, we're in a warehouse, right? And it's kind of like steel framed. I haven't seen like what the sides look like, but this is a truss. This is an A-frame truss, pretty wide. And the problem is like they have them in Fortnite actually, just like this. Just like you can't really make that modular because the shape itself is dependent on how wide it is, right? So like you can't really make them like you have to design that truss to be this wide. So it's hard to remake these in the system I have right now. But anyway, these are open web beams, steel truss, and you have this type of ceiling when you don't want to have beams in the location. And then you're gonna have running counter to it these like kind of steel beams as well, and then like corrugated, in this case corrugated iron that gets like bolted into it. So we have like kind of like a really simplified blocky version of this, but again, like a one-off A-beam like this, you can't really make it modular. Like that truss doesn't work if this thing becomes 10 meters wider. It just doesn't work anymore. The campaign? Maybe. I don't have time. Yeah, and it's got some volumetric lighting. So I was watching someone play this. A lot of people play gun game in this map. The question is stairs. Stairs look like they're easy. I swear there's like a million ways to build these things, and I've built a couple in Houdini. So this is the stringer right here. This piece of wood right there. This situation. And in this case, it's going to end flat up there. But it also has like this kind of like offset there and that. So I have like something like this in Houdini. I'm still just unsure like every single day though, like how you're actually supposed to do this. And so this one has like this is like kind of like porch stairs under there. And then the step starts like a little bit lower. And then how does it end? This is the kind of stuff you'd be dead by the time you try to look at this in game. So this one actually ends with a full step. Like, and I think that's what this flat part is for here. That flat part, that's to like kind of hold the flat part of the step. Any carpenter could probably tell me this shit, but I don't know it. And I've built stairs like several times, and I'm still just like, I don't know. But these look incredible. I think if they're making this in Substance, good God, that's incredible. I feel like there's got to be some photography in this construction, but maybe not. I like CG stuff that's made out of like planks of wood, just like fun. I feel like there needs to be like a Carpenter VR game where you like bolt together things with like nail guns and stuff. That's got to happen. These are just like incredibly, not just, but like these are really good wood textures. I don't have those. I do not have them. This type of construction, I feel like I'm pretty familiar with at this point. Like when I just built something modular the other day. Oh, the shelves. Yeah, the shelves are basically built the same way. They're not... Of the different types of construction methods, the planks are pretty straightforward. This pipe, I mean, the variation on the wood textures is like there's a lot, right? And if they're making sure like you don't see them on the same side. Like this one here is this one, but still like they're not on the same side. And this pipe, that's a lot of detail in that lamp. You know, we should just like make a pipe, just throw it on something. I don't have anything like that. It just it takes it from being like a piece of wood, and so I would like to. I don't know what this is used for. Like if I built something like this, but like all my walls are literally a cube, so it looks goofy when you put textures on it. These are built the same way. This one's not like, I don't know if you can go in there, but like I want to build some pieces where they're not cubes anymore, and like we actually build them out of like sub pieces, like planks of wood here, like this particle board or like concrete, and they're just not like actually cubes. I still haven't done that yet. It's interesting ceiling. I don't think you go up there, so it's kind of like a 2D piece. But the stairs are good. My stairs don't look this good for multiple reasons, but those are cool. You know, I wonder what the angle is. Like, that's something I also struggle with, like, is how tall is I wonder how tall this piece is. Like, what's that, like, what is the floor to floor level here? And then what was the ascent? Because these look really realistic, and mine don't feel that right. I was considering doing photogrammetry of this. Like, I basically would just go like this and just run it through like reality capture, and then I'd have a model, but I don't know how to like extract the dimensions. I would love to know. Really good wood textures. Like, look at this thing. Like, even like the side of it is like, you know, plywood. I like it. The floor. Yeah. They do such a good job of breaking up the floors. I'm imagining this water is like a decal or a vertex paint. We can't quite do that in the modular part of it. Like a rope gun. Crate trusts. I don't know. You could do it with like cubes if you wanted to. You just make it with cubes, but like, I can't give like like I'd have to make every truss for different widths. That's what I mean. Like, there's no like one size fits all. So these fences, I haven't made a fence yet. This one looks really tall, but oh, did that just? Doesn't matter. Oh, I want to go look at that gate too if I can get in there. So is this a texture or is this modeled? Oh, I can't tell. I can't tell. It's probably a texture, right? Like, it's just like a mask or whatever, like opacity. But that is really good. That's like a ton of detail. It seems kind of large. I can't leave. I wanted to go look at this rolling gate. Well, I'll look at it here. I need to make a door like that. I tried and it turned out poorly. You'd think it'd be something easy to do, and it didn't come out well. But I tried to make one of those, so I'll try it again. So as far as like the actual construction of this place, kind of at a loss. I don't see I see like these beams here, like that's kind of it. I don't really see how it's constructed, but it makes sense to have this type of beaming if you have an open area anyway. These cloth textures, they look great. Like, they could be modeled out in geometry. Definitely this overhang is. But they're definitely, like, when you're running through this and you're, like, shooting around, it's like, I don't see any video game seams. Like, it's like, at that level. Like, it's really hard to. Okay, so I made a corrugated steel wall like this, and I made it out of actual geometry, and I'm always wondering if they're doing it with geometry. Oh, yeah, so they are. Or it's just a texture, but this one's modeled out, right? Like this, like you look at the profile, it's actually modeled out corrugated iron. So I'm going to make walls that are like this too. In the mobile version, it's funny. These pipes aren't there. They're just like pictures of the pipes on the doors. I don't have RTX turned on. Does it make a huge difference? It's not like lighting. It said it was like, it was like a different like sampling. Like, it was a different aliasing or something. It didn't seem like it was going to do that much. Where is it? So we're playing in 4K up. We're rendering at 1080 up-res to 4K because I have to stream it. Oh, how has the performance been? I haven't been looking. Really, I'm just going to take stills out of this later, though. That's all I care about. Oh, yeah. DirectX ray tracing. Enables real-time ray trace shadows for local lights using. Nah, I don't care. I mean, I care in my game, but it's like the same thing in Cinetracer. It's like you get really nice, you know, softer shadows. That looks incredible. Like this steel the shipping container. It's like a simple thing to make, but I don't know. It's like one of the best ones I've ever seen. Now, I've been doing this with my gates. When I made my fire escape, I put the railings on the outside. Fixes everything. Makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to make a wall that's like this, but the texture is so good. Like, you can see that, like, the part that comes out. Oh, no, we're getting kicked out of this location. like the part that comes out has more wear than the part on the inside. That's not easy. It's like, it's almost like when you make a AAA game, they don't just use like the default Substance Painter textures, Smart Materials. It's crazy. It's full of crazy. I just saw that, and they're pulling the materials off instantly. As soon as you're back here, like they drop down in resolution like they have to. Because like when you're here, it's like, what is it, like 8K texture.
Time's up. Move. Move.
Oh no, we're getting kicked out. And so they do put the hinges on there. So I'm gonna put the hinges on there. That's modeled out, isn't it? That's not just a texture. Maybe it's just a texture. I guess it's just a texture. I gotta rethink my doors. These are video game doors, they're gigantic, but like it's a big deal. Like it's a big part of the game. Like yeah, this part like that. And the corrugated iron is in fact modeled out. I was wondering that. Now I know. Oh no, it's probably a symmetrical map though, so that's fine.
It's a draw. No
Next
one gets paid.
map. Can't believe how good this game looks. No. Okay, let's do the next one. I need some wood textures. I need to like, I wish I could just buy them. I have to frickin' make them though. Sucks. Used to be able to just buy them. No. How do you cancel this? No, there we go. Okay. Okay. Next map. What did we just do? King? I don't know what the order's been here. I don't care about forests. Not yet. Is that gonna be night? I don't really want to see a night one. That's cool. Oh, I played this one. I got my ass handed to me in this level. Oh, I kind of want to see that. I guess I should just go to it then. I've seen Shroud play this map a ton. Gulag Showers. Let's go to this one. I'm good with the 10 minutes. Otherwise, I'd be there for like hours, and this video would be insane to edit later. We're going to the Hackney Yard. This is the first map I've played on the PC version of it. It's much different. The mobile version, I guess this goes without saying, is like much different. Very different game. You can just do so much more in the PC version. I kind of like the mobile version for that. Like you just play it with a controller and like you can't do that much, but you just concentrate on what you can do. It's kind of fun. This one is like, I don't know. There's so many different like you can't mount on objects in the mobile version. This one you can like peek around corners and stuff. Mobile version, I just run around with a shotgun and shoot people. It's awesome. Oh yeah, so that's like the wall I want to make. That's just it. Yeah. This is realistic Fortnite. This is the way I look at it. This is just the realistic Fortnite. Fortnite has the same exact stuff happening. This is just textured more realistic. But this is exact thing. Column, wall. Wait, can I move? Oh, I can move already. Okay, cool. So, yeah, these are all good. So these are not built like Fortnite. In that, I'm assuming these get modeled out with corners. Like, this is probably just one piece, right? Like, it doesn't appear modular. So it's hard to dissect for me because I'm designing modular stuff, but I would say that, like, this window has this little ledge bit. And, like, I feel like it's more than just a cube because it looks like, I think that it's more like decimated ZBrush stuff, like everything on it. I think that like they really don't just put textures on cubes anymore. I don't think, like, very little of it is at that low poly state. The mobile version's all cubes, but like the mobile version's kind of fun to dissect because it's like so obvious. Here it's like it looks like VFX quality to me. I know it's game res, but it looks really good. And the amount of dressing that goes into it, like there's so many different pieces. Like there's this like little ledge. There's like this sub sidewalk with dirt and then plants. And then this like kind of like mossy bit happened here. And these little orange pipes or orange little I-beams. And the gated windows. And then the texture inside of it, like that's a lot. Like I don't know. It's so much more of it seems like modeling than texture. I mean, it's both, but given this door, getting up on this door, that's still pretty boxy, but still, so much. It's just like incredible texturing. Like none of the doors. I don't have any doors that look like that yet. It's a very clean vent. Look at this little patch of brick here. Is that a decal? Oh, stairs. Yeah. Yeah, show me the stairs. So, okay. Yeah, stringer. Looks like it cut off here. And then, so they have it terminating in a stair, for the record. These are wood stairs too, so they're different. It's different if it's steel or if it's concrete. So they have it terminating in a stair at the landing level, and their railing is, well, this is like a wood one. It's just like a wood plank. I'm gonna make that gate. Looking at the detail of this door. I mean, this is like a steel door. They do a lot to vary the... I mean, look at the texture on that thing. Jesus. I just, like, literally put the default material on there. I want to open it, see the landing. Yeah, and you got to have this. So, like, I wonder, like, if you deleted that asset, like, what's behind it. But I'm not going to obviously do that. Like, look at the floor. Like, you can't see it tiling. Like, I know probably, like, every level artist in the world can do that. But my shit doesn't look like this at all. So, the ceiling, they got, like, exposed wood beaming. We could do... This is like the realistic version. Like if you look in Fortnite, a lot of the ceilings look like that, but it's like a cartoony version of it. This is like the realistic one. Wow, those are good. Those look really good. These fluorescent lights. They even have like the green end caps. And the amount of lens flare is really nice. And they're pulling off auto exposure, which I would never think a game like this you'd want auto exposure, but it's pretty fast to snap back. Little foot wetness. Even this table, like I can't make a table that looks like that. Like I get it. I don't think there's too much more modeling happening there than what I do. It's like I guess it's like all texture at this point. But like I don't think I could make I don't think I could make a table with tires in it that would look that good. Makes me sad. Same with this fold out table. It's just it's all like bent and like it's professionals in this too. Professional level people. I'm gonna try. So this window frame, I just made this the other day. I made my window frame generator. So I think a lot of it's the texture. Honestly, I think like my model is not that different. Like this is just boxes. But theirs is damn good. God, like all of this looks so good. But I mean, it's nice that like a lot of it's familiar. At least like the construction parts of it. Oh yeah, here's their stairs again. Probably the same stairs as outside. Oh, here's their drop ceiling. I was looking at this before. I stopped auto exposing. I was wondering if like look how varied. It's hard to see with the auto expose, but like look how varied the ceiling is. Or maybe I'm just getting lost in the dirt map. But like they varied it a lot. Oh, and they have the trim. But again, these aren't modular that like get constructed by the like. This trim piece here that goes around the edge of it does a lot. Like that's supposed to be there. My ceilings don't have that. And like every single edge has like, you know, decal going both ways with the dirt and everything. Like most of this quality we can't hit just because of the modularity, but like also it's just like not good enough. I gotta put like a grimy reflection texture on mine too, like that. I think a lot of that's texture. Looks nice. Incorporate lens effects. I have some like default ones. That's about it. Eventually, yeah, but that's like kind of... I need like levels. This is what I'm worried about for now. Okay, that I can make. Not as good, but I can make this beam. I got beams like that. Okay. Believe it or not, I actually am interested in this cinder block. So much of it's hand done. I'm like on this like procedural thing right now, but I'm like, you gotta hand fuck up all these things. Even this thing, this ledge here. I'm sure they use this bottom part of the window over and over again. But you gotta go in ZBrush, and then with the mesh you put out, it's just higher poly. So I'm impressed with the poly count on this for sure. Like I think like a lot more than I was expecting is modeled out. I like this overhead bridge, so like a big column holding up this steel bridge, big beam in the middle. Look at this light post. I haven't made any street lights yet. Like, what's it gonna take? Like, I could see the octagons on this thing. I can see the faces, but like, what's it gonna take for my streetlights to look this good? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think a lot of it is scale. It's like getting the texture scale lined up with the model scale, and then it looks realistic. And then like this whole thing is like perfect texel density. Like probably like nothing is too far off from anything else. Yeah, I'll go check out this warehouse. So I have a warehouse like this, but this is so like. Mine looks like a 5th grader made it because it's like made out of like these like crap modular pieces, and this looks like it's like completely like unique. Like every piece on it feels unique. These windows, I could show you the crap. I have these. I tried to make these and mine look like so silly compared to these. But I did the thing with like the curvy bricks at the top and like a little ledge at the bottom. But it's not that good. And their windows, they have like a lot of like variation to them. I am noticing more and more like, so this is like this piece is like a first floor piece. Again, it has like this bottom, like if it's an interior, like a chair board, but it's got this like middle ledge here into like a somewhat decorated outside, and then before you hit the next floor, there's like this divider in it, which helps a lot. You don't see it everywhere, but I think for like modular levels, I'm gonna start to incorporate this. But the question is, right, like with this white piece, which wall owns that white piece? In this case, it probably doesn't matter, but like, is it part of the first floor or the second floor? And where is the floor? What it looks like, because we can climb up there, so I can answer this, is like, it looks like it's part of the second floor. No, I'm wrong. That's the second floor. So this is part of the first floor. It's like, that white bit and down is all first floor, I think. I got shot in here. I mean, PTSD. Oh yeah, I went like this. There's a dude there, and I died. It was awesome. It was glorious. So, yeah, there's still just like basic questions like that I'm still like working through. I just make them and I see if they're right. It's like, who owns this white part? Like, what part of that? And this one doesn't just turn into a second floor all that easily. Uh-oh, we hit the 1 minute mark. But I want to make first floor assets like that a little bit more. And this stuff is making me realize that I probably need to start going to ZBrush, or at least doing high poly bakes in Houdini. Like this, you don't get that look if it's a cube, right? Like that has to have something done to it. Rust? I haven't looked at Rust yet. Rust is the Gary's mod dude, right? He made that. So this is steel beam framing. Oh no, we getting picked up. Oh no. I also want to try. Oh yeah, I tried to climb on that before. I want to try to make more like shacky shed looking things that are like where the roof is literally just like a couple like boards on it, like what this kind of looks like. Oh, this is a roll up door. That's a nice looking roll up door. It's like rolled up. Look at the wood. Yeah, it looks awesome. I would love to like planks of wood. I don't have planks of wood that look like that. But that's like
bloody draw, stand down.
Like y'all ever play like Counter-Strike? You play CS Assault, like the warehouse in that? I'm not even operating at that level. And like, I don't know. There's a lot of detail in those sets. But it's cool to see it's at that level. I haven't played Rust in person, no. I've seen like some streams of it. No, I did it again. No, I don't want to do this one. That warehouse has so much stuff in it. I mean, this is like, it's safe to say this is like the best of the best, right? I mean, like pretty much like AAA level design on like an Activision flagship game. I mean, like it doesn't get much higher than this. We're hitting the A's here. So I did want to see kind of like a shackier place. Like this is more like a, I think I played this one a little bit. I don't care about the cave. One that's like not, that's more of like a warehouse thing. I've seen people playing this one. I'll go look at this one real quick, the docks. But then I want to go look at like a shack one that's like, if they have it, I forget. The campaign probably has like completely different levels, but I just want to walk around. I don't want to get shot. I don't want it to be nighttime either. I just want to see the levels. So this is like that same warehouse. That's the exact same warehouse ceiling as the other one. This one back there. Okay, it's not there anymore. It looks really similar. Just look at this wood texture. I ain't got that. I don't have it. Okay, so this though, we're gonna make this. I can do that part. I'm gonna make that. This is their little.
Deathmatch.
I have a concrete barrier. I can make this concrete barrier. Wow, look at the mud in there. Just better texture work. I wonder how much of it's procedural, like how much they substance paint, or how much is like from photos. Those look like photos, but I suppose if you're like in, who makes this? I forget the game studio. If you're like, you know, AAA texture artist, you got it. You could probably just make that yourself, but okay, that one's fairly obvious. But these columns and gates things, I'm gonna make some of those. I like a lot of it's just like just knowing what to make. It's like, okay, here's a column, that's clearly a piece. That one's a gate, and then this one's like a column. Oh, well, it's the same gate, but they put a ledge under it. Maybe that's more like a floor than it is anything else. That's more like a floor piece. These warehouse windows, they're the same ones. That one's blown out. I have like a really gross low poly version of it with the ledge and the arced top. So I have my bad version of it. This looks like it's all one big column. I don't know if you go in there though. Let's look at this part. So there's stairs. It's dark as fucking here. I can't tell. Well, I haven't made like, I would call this like a mansion staircase, like old wood mansion one. I know it's like kind of like a beat up one, but I don't know. Just like any dark wood that's like this ornate just feels like mansion-y. Let's think about it. So the interiors have the same ledge. I wonder if we probably can't tell, like, so like this wall and this one, I know it's just like a box, but I still just want to see like, even just how it's UV'd, like how that piece got made. I have the way that I'm doing it. I don't know if it's the right way. I like this ledge piece. I'm gonna make something like that. Like brick and concrete goes a long way. Brick, concrete. Where's this one? Brick, concrete at the top. I gotta make pieces like that. Same with that. I need a better brick material, like for sure. And so they end the top of their build because like all mine just like end as like walls, but like their end cap. I have one trim now that ends the level, ends buildings. This is like another one, so I'm just gonna like taking this in right here, like, and this ledge. I like this little ledgy thing. Make my windows a little bit better. Oh yeah, the heights of windows is always really interesting. Like, so this game you could jump out of the windows, so I think there might be lower than like you would do in reality, but I don't really know. I don't live in a place that has a window like this. Oh, look at the background. That's cool. I'm trying to sense like where the wall ends. It's definitely right here. Like upstairs, downstairs, right? Like, no, I guess not though, because then where's this floor intersecting? I just want to see like how they snap these together. But I'll not see that. So this should be the same, right? Just with decals over it. It's like a double tall window. This window looks really good. It has, that stuff's modeled in there too. I'm pretty sure like on the mobile version that just becomes a texture. But looking at this window this close, I want to go look at mine. I mean, there's more work on this texture right there than like my entire level design, but still. Okay, there's like some interesting kind of seam right here. I guess because of this like paint texture. But that stuff looks modeled in. I guess some of it's probably normal, but it looks like it's actually modeled into it. Okay, I saw that pop. There it is. So, yeah, just all the texture turns on. That is a lot of work. There's just a lot of Substance Painter happening on like every piece of it. I mean, it makes sense. Especially in a first-person game where you're like, you're literally like in front of this thing. Like so they put a ton of work into the textures. I don't know if I'm gonna get to that level ever. Fall damage? Nope. Okay, I mean I'm kind of done with. Not that I can make this thing or anything, but I have the bits out of it. I like. Okay, so yeah, I was thinking about making a building set like this with the corrugated iron metal, and it is modeled out. So you do model it out. I mean, some of it. This one looks like it's a texture. This one's modeled. Like you can see the geometry on it. So it's kind of like in Fortnite when you build with metal. It kind of looks like that too, but it's like cartoony. Vehicles, I'm not even like close to touching making my own vehicles yet. And this is a rolling gate door, so on the inside is the rolly part, and then it's kind of like flush like this. And they have it perfectly in that. Like, but even look at this transition between like this in here, has this piece like that. Like, what is that? Is it a decal? Like, I guess that's all decal. I have no idea. But it's stuff like this. Like that's where you start to like hide the fact that it's like a video game. Like this, I can see that it's like a texture, but like that transition, I don't have anything. I don't think I can even do that the way I'm building the game, is to have some like a unique texture like that. Like it's It's not possible. Look at this money pipe right here. I gotta make a. This is also on the list. Make one pipe that does this. I can do that. I can make the gate, and I can make this pipe. That's the takeaway from this. I'm done with you. Done with you, level. And some of these aren't interior arrays. Like, that's just like the exterior of it. That's like that same warehouse. And then this is probably just texture. But they do a good job of hiding it. Yeah. I see. It's just really good texture work, I think, a lot of it. You know, like the meshes are still game meshes, you know. This has to scale onto like fairly low PCs. It's like just really, really good textures. A lot of it. Trying to like see the, and then look at, so is this like dirt shit here? Like, is this a decal, like this part right there? We can't quite do that. I guess I could make like a, I'm trying to think like what pieces I can make out of this for my system. It doesn't quite work though. Like we could put like concrete and then like that. I have pieces like this, but then to get this transition here like this though, I'd have to make like this and this all one piece, and then art it myself at that level. And it's, you know, it's like the modular system I'm building, you can't really do these like I can't do that kind of detail work, which is it's too bad. Which then, if I want that kind of stuff, it pushes me back into the world of having to like I make the levels, and like I would like, I guess it's like, should it be like completely modular and people can build everything that like you ever see, or is it better just to have like a perfectly art directed level like this in it? I can't hit this quality, obviously. This is like, you know, I'm assuming hundreds of people built this level, but like, I don't know. I think I still like the modular version of it. And this has got to be a texture, right? It's like super at like 4K texture though. Polypixel has a tutorial on how to make that in Houdini. It's real fucking confusing now. Fan. I'm ready for the next level. I'm ready. In general, I think I got the, like, I'm just like impressed with this, and I know I'm not going to hit it anytime soon. Even curbs. Even this curb, I'm not going to get a curb that looks like that good. I'm pretty happy with mine, but they're not going to be like this. These are different though. Like, these are not like modular. Like, I mean, there's parts that are, but it's like they're like one-off levels. So like, if every piece was unique, and I think that's kind of what it is.
Stand down.
It's not the best. It's not the best example to dissect. Like Rust and No Man's Sky and Ark and Fortnite. Like those are modular. Like literally like modular parts. And so to compare it to that is not. It's not even like correct. But it's still really nice. This is like the full like mega scans treatment for like every single one of those ones. So I'm gonna do one more. My back hurts. I wanted to look at like a shackier one, and I think this one kind of does it. I went and did this one on my own. I might go do that one or this one. Look at that, got some missiles here, some rockets. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a night. I don't want to do that. Okay, so Euphrates Bridge. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one that starts with an A in the beginning. This is like, what the hell is that? Like, I don't know what that is. Like, but this one, yeah, this is the final one. I know what I'm gonna make. I already know what I'm doing. I was part of this. I'll do the build tomorrow, and when I edit this VOD, I'll super remember what it is I'm gonna try to make. I mean, I'd like to have some of these. Some of these are like completely like we don't need stuff like that. But some of it we do. I really need like the fence and the gate and the pipe. I know it sounds like super basic, but like, oh, I already did this black. Yep, blackboard. Wood materials is like, oh, and the warehouse rolling door. It's just nice to see like what it should look like if we did it like right for a video game. What's it? Fence. Post, brick, and then brick and concrete. Is that like, oh yeah, pipe. Just like one pipe going with the wall. Pipe. like a coupler holder thing. Yeah, I want to see that. And then I think there's like you get like a little bit more liberty with like destruct things are like kind of blown up a little bit. Is this the place? I think it is. Yeah. So first of all, foundation is a foundation layer, right? It's a nice level, which means there's a stair up to the door. I don't know how I'm gonna get that into the system because like it doesn't work that way right now. Got a wooden windowsill. It's like built into the brick, and a little steel awning. And the window itself, I'm like really confused in there, but like, I don't know, there's a lot of detailing in there. But that's something that mine really lacks. Oh, this one's cool for the foliage. I remember looking at this actually. I think it is moving a little bit. And then kind of looking at their default grass texture. I still don't, my grass still looks very much like a joke. So it's about getting like the base texture correct under there. So it's like dirt with like, I've seen a lot of different like grass materials, like not the actual grass itself, but like a material that's supposed to be grass. They all look real funny. But when you look at them like this, you don't look at them like up front, they're probably fine. I haven't made one myself yet. And so for like a house like this, I mean, I don't even know, like this is like what, like rock and plaster. They're finishing it with just like a concrete trim around the top, and has like a lot of edge wear and ZBrushing done to it. I like this. These little cable coils and things stuck on, like I need to be able to put those on there. These are tricky. Well, I get this is like kind of what I was talking about, like it's trying to make like a set where like it's not a cube and it's made out of like kind of like actual mesh, like it's modeled out. Wow, wow, that is a lot of detail for a fuse box. Boop. Oh my god, it even has like a detail on it. That's a lot of texture. That's a lot of detail. But these little electrical boxes add a lot of cool interest to it, and just having a foundation makes it feel a lot better. Oh yeah, so I ran around in this one before. So first floor, here's their divider. I still don't know who owns that divider. Is that on the bottom floor or the second floor? Looking at it like this, it looks like it would be on the bottom floor, because then it's like kind of up there as well. I think that's the top floor version, and that's their cornice piece. And their windows are... It looks like they're square, but I don't know. There's enough texture work done that like you can't... They look organic. They don't look like as boxy as mine do. But I thought this one was cool because then I could kind of like see the inside of it, because like you can't actually like delete the meshes like in Fortnite. You can't like unbuild it. So this is like my closest I'm gonna get to like how they're building this. Oh right, okay. So inside of this is like these like steel, reinforced steel things here. So looking at where that floor is, right there. Where's the pattern? It's right on it. Okay, that's not helpful. I think levels like this just get assembled differently than Fortnite and like Rust, and it's like they're more like one-off pieces that you just build. There's like not that much is being. I just don't assemble my levels like in a way that I could do that. For me to do this, the top and the bottom floor would have to share that asset, because it's like right in line with the floor right there. Like that's the floor, and that's that trim detail. Or maybe like this part's owned by the bottom one, and the white part's owned by the top one. I don't know. I like this like exposed like this is a, what's it called? I forget what that type of these iron rods are with cement reinforced concrete. Is that what that's called? I'll go look at that door frame actually. Let's go up there. I've been in this level already. Check this one out. Railing. Even the railing, like what texture resolution is this in Substance Painter to have that? It's a lot. I think it's this is like a 4K texture to have this. I think it's big. It's a big texture. You can see it lawed away real quick, but still, like when you get up on this, it is like there's a lot of texture in here. Oh yeah, where is it? The door frame. That blown up door frame was kind of interesting to me. So this door dimension, this is the same for all the doors that I've seen, and their walls are thicker than mine, I think, because like that's a thick like I guess the door jam could be like this. To me, this feels big. Like I keep thinking these like kind of like very big doors, but this at least I can kind of look at. Oh, I like this. I like seeing the concrete bricks with the like the grout on them. There's just so much detail on these maps. Yeah, these have all been like full Substance Painter, obviously, but like just like I don't even go to Substance Painter anymore. But like these are, I was wondering if these are trimmed or not. I don't think you can like trim sheet windows. Maybe you can. Like look at this too, like the little latch detail on there. I have a feeling like if I like take this much time with any one piece, it's I'll never finish though. Like I can't go that long on it. Like that this interior one's kind of low poly, but even if it's low poly, it has like all this stuff baked onto it though. So like this door width here? Like what's this door width? I want to know now. You can like lean against it, right? So that was it's telling me I can do. I don't have the thing. Spectator mode, yeah, I'm pretty okay with this. I like seeing it the way it's like designed to be viewed. But yeah, someone said that's probably worth a shot at some point. I don't have that many immediate takeaways from this like run around, but I wanted to do it. I'm still gonna edit like a short version of it. I go in here. This is like one of the best looking video games I've ever seen. I forget what was there like another Call of Duty somewhat recently? I used to watch Shroud when he was on, I can't open, it's not Fallout, I can't open this. I used to watch Shroud when he was on Twitch, and I watched when he was playing like a different Call of Duty, I forget which one it was. Oh yeah, I wanted to come over here. So, I'm not doing like arches yet. I'm still just doing like, I mean I guess arches are still like American, but like, I don't know, kind of like the Piccadilly. That Russian St. Petersburg set and the London, those are very in line with what I'm trying to make right now. These are kind of a stretch, but you know, like design wise, there's like this, you know, wood runner across everything, this chairboard. I guess it's like cement. I haven't been building things like this yet. I'm not that familiar with this type of architecture. It's kind of like a marble door frame around it. Oh, my kids might be home. Hence the end of the stream, but I did all I wanted. I'm happy. This game looks really good. It's like overwhelming when I play it. It's so realistic, and everyone's so much better than I am at the shoot. I killed some people. This set's amazing. Like the if you jump down here, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I love it. Died a little with the hole in the ceiling, and they do like the exposed. Wow. That's like there's like a sound effect for it. Probably because you shoot people up here. I don't know. Just this set design is insane. This is like the mega scans right here. This is like this fallen chandelier here. Like I'm like this is like VFX level assets in here. I know it's a game, so maybe the VFX stuff's even better. But I can't imagine going too much further than this. And like all these like placed bricks and like. All these like decals here. I mean, we're not gonna get this. You're not gonna be able to build this in the project I'm doing. But there might be something similar. I don't know. But this is definitely some of the best level design I've ever seen. I mean, I guess this is kind of low, but like things just like feel like so VFX level that you're like actually modeling out this like destruction right here. And on the engineering side, I'm like, how much are they unloading as I'm running through this level? Because you can't load this whole thing at once. So there's got to be some other stuff happening, and it's multiplayer. There's a lot to video games. I'm just gonna make my little simple one. But yeah, so my kids are back. I have my marching orders. I know what I'm gonna make this month, or this week. It's not super realistic for me to like go for like this level of finish, just time-wise, even if I could, which I can't. But also, these are very much like one-off. Like every little piece of the level is different. Mine are like way more modular, but still, just seeing the level of finish on this is really cool. I'm gonna play the Call of Duty mobile. It's a lot chiller. This one's like really intense. But yeah, that is this game. I'm gonna chop. I don't know if I'm gonna put it online, but I'm gonna definitely cut up my little pieces of it. I have some reference pieces that I'm gonna try to remake with the bricks and concrete and the just like I always have like questions about construction in video games, and this one like literally shows you like how they're building it. It's super realistic. I haven't. Yeah. I'm not gonna get anywhere near that level of quality. But my kids are back. I gotta run. Tomorrow, I'm either pushing the new build, the Cinetracer, or I'm gonna start building some of this stuff. This might go back into like Blender ZBrush stuff, like some of it. I don't really know. There's a lot of that stuff I really am gonna keep doing in Houdini, like the fire escape, but the brick and concrete stuff, I don't know. That's like stuck in my head. I want to try making some of that, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. So I'll check you guys later. Peace.